Heidi ho neighbors, Rado Goji here, and welcome to another vlog video thing that I'm doing. Trying a bit of a new angle because the other angle that I used a couple days ago accentuated my fat neck. So holding it up a little bit more. Hopefully that'll be a bit better for you. Nobody really commented on that. They just commented on the. I was actually surprised I got a couple of comments on that. I didn't think there were a lot of people who watched, but yeah, Kamen Rider Climax Heroes. I totally forgot about to mention that. But that is, as I said in the comment, because I like repeating myself, that is definitely on the table for something that I probably do in the future gaming channel, or maybe during the review show or whatever, however it turns out. But Super Climax Heroes, the newest game in the Climax Heroes series, will probably be a thing. More than likely be a thing, at least eventually. I'm probably not going to do anything right away. The main reason that I hadn't been doing anything with Climax Heroes O's was because of difficulties with the capture card, because the capture card doesn't work very well with the laptop that I had been using. And since my older laptop had crapped out, those of you who have been with me the entire time will know what that was like. And it's probably the reason why I hadn't been, posting like at all. Well, I say posting at all, but I've had large moments of absence. But anyway, apparently the weather is going to be getting pretty badly. They've been saying so all week, and tomorrow is pretty much the day that the big storm is going to hit here in around Richmond, Virginia. And of course, I mean, even though I was born in New England and have been basically raised to know what to do in snow. I mean, I haven't lived in New England all my life, even most of it. I think I was a wee lad when we moved from there, but I also spent a lot of time in Minnesota when I was younger. I have lived in Virginia most of my life. I think we moved here when I was like 12, turning 13, and I'm 31 now, so most of my life. But I have been trained pretty much to know what to do in snow, so I don't think that that'll be much of a big deal for me. But in the meantime, the snow is going to start tomorrow, but and because of the way that the company I work for is, they're a regional carrier for the East Coast. So, the call center still gonna be open, but I don't work Fridays, so I'm not gonna be moving my butt from this house for tomorrow. I'm not going to deal with that bullshit. The thing that does concern me, however, is that I do work the morning shift on Saturdays, and the snow is supposed to be going through Saturday, or into Saturday at the very least. I don't know when it's going to stop or anything like that. So my main concern is if the parking lot is going to be plowed. Like if the snow plow is going to come through on Saturday, or by Saturday, or like early Saturday morning. I leave here like 7:30 in the morning. Usually, I'll probably leave a bit earlier because of the weather. I'm sure it'll be fine. It's just I don't know. I can't predict the future, so I don't know exactly how it's going to be on Saturday morning. But I think it'll be okay. I think I'll be able to go in and make my day's paycheck for that Saturday. But Friday I'm not leaving because I decided I don't want to deal with all the bad drivers on the road, which is pretty much almost everyone when it snows here. I'm not singling anybody out. It's majority of people. It's not really singling anybody out. I don't know of anyone in particular, but I just know like a majority of people from what I've seen aren't very good on the roads when there's any kind of inclement weather, really. But yeah, I'll be fine. So I'll be passing the time sitting here, mostly probably because I got props here, sort of, kind of. First off, I have the main game I've been playing lately is Persona Q Shadow of the Labyrinth for the 3DS. I'll show you both sides of the big box because I got the big box edition. I've had it since it came out. I hadn't really gotten around to beating it. I think like the first like month or so I had it, I went through the first dungeon, and then I started playing it again recently. Um, and I just beat the second dungeon today during my lunch break at work. Um, it's for those of you who haven't played it, or it's basically Etrian Odyssey with Persona characters as a Persona setting, and it has characters from both Persona 3 and 4. I haven't played all of Persona 3. I played the beginning of it, and I couldn't really get into it, but I think it was because I was trying to, go quick in a hurry through it because I wanted to get I wanted to do the story or something before I got Persona 4 Arena because I knew Persona 3 characters were in it, and I would add to the story or something like that, and it really doesn't make much of a difference anyway. The only Persona game I've beaten is 4, the golden version for Vita. But, But yeah, I have been playing that lately. So there's that. But also, I have a book. It's not mine, but Greg lent it to me. It is this guy right here. I'm sure Greg will be ecstatic to see this on camera. Uzumaki by Junji Ito. I hadn't actually heard about this guy until like yesterday. Greg and I were talking about the doomed Silent Hills game that was meant to be coming out for the PS3 and I think Xbox One, PS4 rather. I think it was just for PS4. I don't know about Xbox One or PC or anything. Because it was going to be really cool because it was Hideo Kojima and Guillermo del Toro doing a Silent Hill game, so that was going to be pretty spot on. I haven't seen a lot of Guillermo del Toro stuff. I know that he's like one of those grindhouse type of cult actors. I know that I think he's done stuff with Quentin Tarantino. I think the main thing of his that I've seen was I think he did Pacific Rift. Feel free to correct me. I'm fairly sure that you will. But I think he directed Pacific Rift, which I did like. But I haven't seen. There's been a lot of stuff I haven't seen. I haven't seen Pan's Labyrinth. I don't know a lot about his movies. But I like Pacific Rift. Pacific Rim. I'm sorry, Pacific Rim. I don't know where I got Rift from. I am just full of mistakes today. Even if he did do Pacific Rim, that was a mistake. It's Pacific Rim. I'm a smart. But Hideo Kojima, I haven't really played a lot of his games. I know that he's mostly Metal Gear Solid. Or Metal Gear in general is mostly what he's done. But I don't like stealth games. That's like the main thing that really irks me about games is when they force stealth on you or are based around stealth, because I'm not good at them and I don't enjoy them very much. Metal Gear is something that would be more interested in watching than playing. I have heard the story is fantastic, and I am interested in seeing the story, but not really playing through the stealth gameplay and stuff. So, if anything, if I finally get around to doing it, it'll be something that I watch people do on Let's Plays or watch my friends play, because I know a lot of my friends, pretty much, I think all of my friends collectively have like the whole series, so I'd probably just watch them play. Well, except for the NES ones. I don't think they have the NES ones, but that's neither here nor there. But Greg mentioned this guy, Junji Ito, and I hadn't heard of him at all. And he said that, oh man, he was going to be doing some designs for the game. I'm like, I don't know who that is. And he's like, what? You haven't heard of this guy? And then he sent me some scans of a thing of a story that he did, which is apparently pretty popular. Of people I forget what it's called. It's like Enigma of something mountain. But it's about like a rift in a mountain opens up and there's holes shaped like people, and then people are realizing that the holes are based on their shape, and they go in, and it's really, really weird. I like weird. When it comes to horror stuff, I'm more of a Silent Hill over Resident Evil kind of thing. I'm not a big Resident Evil fan. I mean, I think it's okay, but like the only game I've really played was Revelations, and I liked Revelations. I have Revelations 2 as well. I just haven't gotten around to playing it, but as far as like the main series goes, like the only thing I know is Barry Burton and how awesome he is. But that's pretty much it. But I did kind of like the thing that he showed me, and he's lent me Uzumaki, um, and from how it sounds, I think I might like that. So I'll start reading that tomorrow as well. There's also a couple comic books and stuff I got that I haven't read yet. The new Doctor Strange #1, I picked that up. Deadpool's Secret Wars, and what was the other thing I picked up? Back to the Future #4, because they were continuing that. As far as comics go, I'm mostly DC. I'm a huge Green Lantern fan. Um, I mean, I'm new to comics, so relatively, I mean, Green Lantern is like my favorite superhero. Um, or rather, I guess if you encompass all media, my favorite superhero, it's kind of a toss up between Green Lantern and Kamen Rider Blade. But as far as comics go, definitely Green Lantern. But I since there's a comic book store opened up in town, I've been collecting quite a few. I've started reading the newest like the new 52 stuff for Green Lantern through trades. And I read the volume 1, and it's pretty good. I like it so far. I'm actually planning on, I found a reading list online, and I plan on at some point, going through and getting all these, like, archives and omnibuses and stuff like that, so I can read the rest of Green Lantern. I know that, from what I understand, I know Golden Age and Silver Age Green Lantern aren't as good as the Jeff Johns stuff, but I'm still interested in it, and I'm easily amused when it comes to stuff. I'm not as critical when it comes to things as a lot of people are nowadays. So I think I'll enjoy it a lot more than they do, but looking at different eras and stuff is going to take some getting used to. Considering, I was born in the 80s, so a lot of stuff from like the 40s to the 70s. I mean, I'm basically just going to be going off of pop culture and stuff that I've seen in movies and whatnot, so I don't know how that's going to go. But I mean, of course, most of my money is after MagFest is going to be going toward new recording equipment for the channel. But whatever's left over that I haven't spent on games that are coming out, because I'm really not pre-ordering games anymore. But that's I'll get to that in a second, because why not? I'm pretty much just talking out of my head for these, but hey, whatever keeps me in the mood to keep recording. But yeah, so topic 1 was Green Lantern stuff. I'll make sure to buy stuff from like that from time to time. Yeah, it's gonna take some finagling with the money situation. I mean, I'm not in like a dire straits with money or anything like that, but it's just gonna take some planning out. How I'm gonna spend what to make sure that I can keep living and also have everything that I want. But that's a challenge of life, isn't it? But yeah, games, I don't really pre-order games anymore. The reason being that my backlog is so out of control that I really can't be buying new games all the time, because that's just going to add more to my backlog. Now, I still pre-order things if it's something I know that's going to be really obscure that I won't be able to find again later, like a lot of Atlas games and whatnot. Like like Dragon Warrior 7 or Dragon Quest 7, I actually have for the 3DS. I have pre-ordered right now, because I don't know if I'm going to be able to find that later. Or if I like a pre-order bonus or a collector's edition, I'll pre-order those. But like everything else, like if I had started doing this earlier, I wouldn't have Fallout 4 right now, because the games like that, you're going to be able to find them later on, because they make enough copies and whatnot to keep them available, because they want people to buy them and play them. Those major AAA titles, which I'll be honest, I'm not really into a lot of AAA titles anyway. Like I don't give two shits about shooty bang bang Modern Warfare 10 or whatever you call them, like Call of Duty, Battlefield. I don't care about any of those. It really takes a lot to get me interested in a game nowadays. Really, it's just all the same guff nowadays. But yeah, that's pretty much my story on that. And it's going to save me some, time and money in the long run. If there's something like that, like I'll be able to find later, like it's not going to go anywhere. As it's not like I'll eventually get around to playing it, but as of now, I just have too much on my plate. And I'm kind of going through like and most of these are RPGs anyway, so I'm just kind of doing what I can as I do. I'm probably going to do a lot of my backlog in the gaming catalog, or not gaming catalog, the new gaming project channel thing that I'm doing. I'll probably get a lot of my backlog done that way. So that'll be like killing two birds with one stone. But yeah, and I think the other topic I was going to get to was I didn't put anything up yesterday because when I said I was talking out of my head for these kind of things, I was about to mention that before I digress too much. I wanted to mention that I know that I didn't put up anything yesterday. Nothing really happened yesterday. That's why. And like I said, I'm going to try to do these as regularly as possible. I'm going to try to come up with ways to find topics to talk about, but with the snow coming up and the stuff I wanted to talk about, what I'm going to do, that was enough of a topic to get the ball rolling here. But that's pretty much it that I can think of that I really, really want to talk about right now. I'll probably put up stuff tomorrow about the snow and stuff like that, because, like I said, I'm just mainly doing this to keep the recording thing going. But hopefully there are people who enjoy these, so, we'll see how this goes. But, yeah, I'll probably put up something tomorrow because of not doing anything. Yeah, that'll be a great topic. I'll find ways to come up with topics. I already have an idea in mind, but yeah, we'll see. Like I said, we'll see how it goes. So until then, I've been Rado and I'll be here next time. Join me, won't you?